is day number 3. I have just entered into a really cool, shoot, I don't even know what these are. It looks like aspen. I don't know, I can't tell. But it's really neat. And so, day number 3, woke up at the hotel, got some breakfast, got in the shuttle back to the trail. We've been hiking since a little bit before 8 maybe. It was a long drive because the shuttle driver went down a dirt road that was really rutted. So anyway, out here, nothing exciting going on. The storm passed, of course. Everything's really wet, so it means my feet and socks are wet already. I've been walking through some cut portions of the trail where they've been doing some logging. Mosquitoes are loving all the wetness. And that's about all for this morning so far. And I'll get back to you later on. Made it to the Sucker River campsite. I'm thinking I need to turn around my thing. I'll have to look at that and see if it's backwards. See if I need to mirror it or whatever. Anyway, made it here. We're gonna sit down by the river, which is absolutely beautiful. Have ourselves a snack. Talk about all the trees down from the storm. All right, in case you are curious as to what I'm snacking on today, I found these at Northland Market up in Ely. Equals 1 banana. It should give me quite a bit of potassium that I need so that I am not pulled off a trail because of my heart issue, the thing I had problems with when I was doing the AT in September. And so what are you snacking on, Jessica?
I don't know. Some sort of trail mix, but it has these little cracker things. They're really good. And peanuts and cashews.
Yum.
It's tasty.
It is. And she just made an electrolyte drink.
Mm-hmm.
And we are enjoying...
Grapefruit.
Oh, is that what it is? Grapefruit?
Mm-hmm. Grapefruit.
Nice.
Yep. Tasty.
Yeah. We're enjoying the scenery. Beautiful spot to stop with a flowing river. Drought isn't affecting it too badly on this southern section. Very thankful. We actually finally hit hills, and that has been fun. They're really short.
Pretty.
It has been pretty, yeah. Several down trees, man. A couple of them are very fresh because there were no tracks around. Like, I couldn't even see where Jessica went around. And so it was very fresh. I broke off a couple of limbs to help the next person, but I think if I had walked on the tree, I would have been a little bit easier. So that is all for now. This is really nice. Walking along the river, hearing the sounds of the little waterfall. If I had camped here, I probably would have taken a swim right there because the water is deep enough and it's beautiful. My goodness, what a fantastic... This is where we were planning on coming. There's even a path to go down to the waterfall. This is where we were planning on staying last night, but the storm drove us into town. And so instead, we only got to have a little snack. The next campsite is 2.7 miles. So we're going to meet up there and grab a little bit of lunch. Jessica's husband stashed some water behind a forestry kiosk right near this next campsite. And so we're going to really camel up so that we can use that water and then push on. I think it's called Big Bend. I think it's called Big Bend. I don't remember. See what time of day it is when we get there and decide whether or not to go to the next one. The problem is if you were allowed to stealth camp, I would actually go halfway between these two somewhere, because Big Bend isn't really quite far enough for the day, and the next one is a little bit too far. So it's one of those things. That's a negative to hiking out here, is you are completely relegated to where the campsites are. So you're either going to have lots of time at camp, or you're going to push harder than you normally would. Lots and lots of trees down, and they're all like at the right height to where you just can't go over, you can't go under. So I just bushwhacked, man, you can't even tell, all the way around, and I came out over here. I found a spot where another tree had fallen, and so I crunched my way through here. Goodness gracious. Lots of trees down. I want to say that's number 6 for the day. I should keep a tally. I think that was number 6 for the day. Oh, another tally I hadn't told you guys that I'm keeping. So I saw a fisher on day 1. I was way out in front of anybody that we were hiking around, and there was a fisher in the middle of the trail, and he saw me, tore up a tree, stopped on that tree and like made some kind of sounds, and then jumped off. I mean, he flew off of it into the woods further. That was really cool. I spooked a fisher. So other things I've seen, baby frogs. I think they're frogs. They could be toads. If somebody could tell me the difference between a frog and a toad, that would be awesome. I know the difference between a monkey and an ape. You know, if it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey, it's an ape. So, oh look, here's another tree. Baby frogs or toads. Saw a couple of snakes. Got one on film. Lots of grouse. Oh goodness. I have not seen anything big. I think I'm gonna have to turn the camera off. I can't even get my leg up over that. I think at my first campsite, I heard a bear like digging in the woods. That was neat. Thankfully, he did not come over to see us. All right, I'll be back. Here is a snowmobile shelter. But in times of emergency, it'd be a great place for a hiker to seek shelter if needed. All of the campsites along the trail have like fire grates and, well, not grates, but just a fire pit of some type. We were on the North Shore Trail for just, half of a minute or something. Crossed over the Sucker River Bridge. And now it's time to go back into the woods. So I came around a bend, and you can't see it, but there is a river down there. And across the way is a hill. And this is truly like the first time that we've seen hills. It's been pretty stinking flat this whole time until right now. And there was something really cool about coming around a bend in the trail, hearing that river, seeing the hill that I know you won't be able to see as well, with the camera, but oh my goodness, it like brought tears to my eyes. Well, a little bit of, I don't know, an issue. We were making our way to the Fox Farm Pond trailhead. And we get to an intersection of the Fox Farm Pond Trail. And it says, parking area to the left for us. So that is where Jessica's husband had put all of the water for her. And so I went down there just to help her. She has a little trouble seeing. And so I went down there just to help her. To find the jugs. We get down there. It was a mile off trail. And so we get down there and there are no jugs. And so she's frustrated. She's a little down about it, not being able to find the water that her husband stashed. And I look at the guidebook and come to find out there are 2 Fox Farm Pond trailheads, and one is right on the trail. So we hiked the mile back to the SHT, and now we are hiking 4 miles to the Fox Farm Pond trailhead. Here's lunch. So my legs are looking a little bit like they've been in a war zone. That would be 16 freshly downed trees, and number 16 was a doozy. I should have recorded it, but I just wanted to get to this trailhead here so I could sit down and eat. Man, there were 3 or 4 giant trees down, and it was a bummer. I mean, it was actually kind of fun, but it was also a bummer. Here we got a few more trees down. They're on the edge of this like clearing. I'm trying to get my trekking poles off. So, got that one. Got this one. Oh, holy cow. There's so many. Look at all of them. So many trees. So where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy cows. Ugh, don't want to touch that one. It's got sap coming out. And here's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hang on here. Oh. And since they're not dead trees, it's hard to snap off limbs. Ouch. It's also hard to make forward progress. Oh, there's 15, 16, 17. Back in there is 18. I'm gonna have to crawl under this. 18 trees down just right here. Holy cow. I was at 16. Actually, I came across 17 before I got to this. So 18 plus 17, 35 trees now. Fresh down. Really glad we went into town for that storm. Okay, got the duplex set up. I've got my stuff drying. I've stretched. I'm going to get something to eat really quick. And you'll notice there's not a second duplex. So I think Jessica went home. Her feet were not doing well. Her shoes were giving her big blisters, so I think she's going to try to get that figured out and then come back. But I'll be up the trail, so I won't be hiking with her. I will talk about highs and lows and what I did here after I eat. Okay, we started this morning at the Reservoir Forest Management Road right here. We hiked up this hill down past the Sucker River, which is where we stopped and had a snack. Saw the snowmobile shelter. Got right here, and we took this trail out to the parking lot. because Jessica thought that her husband had put a water cache here. We looked at the guidebook and realized there were 2 parking lots for the Fox Farm Pond trailhead. So we came back down here, came over to the second spot, and there wasn't water there either. So we don't know what happened to the water that he had cached for her. But it was right here that Jessica took a look at her feet again and realized how bad the skin was rubbing off. And I just heard from her, and she got a ride out from our shuttle driver Matthew, and her husband is picking her up in Canal Park. So I hiked right through here, and all through here is where all those blowdowns were. And I came up to Big Bend campsite. So it was a total of 13.1 miles, I should say 13.1 trail miles. So I did a half marathon. But when you add in that side trail, I did a total of 15.1 today. And my body knows it. So highs and lows for today. The low for sure is Jessica going home. She was fun. She was fun to hike with, and I really enjoyed her company. So that's kind of a bummer that she's gone. But the high, I would have to say climbing through those trees. That was a lot of fun. There was one point, I should have taken a picture and I didn't, but there was one point that I was like as tall, I was up high on the trees as I am tall. Like I was way up there because the trees, when they fell, they had knocked down others, and oh my goodness, it was fun. It was like a jungle gym. And so that would have to be my high for sure. Got to text with my husband a little bit. Didn't get to call because I don't have much service. But tomorrow I'll be going into Two Harbors. That was my scheduled stop. Get a little resupply, clean my clothes, that kind of thing. I'm struggling with not being disappointed that I'm going back into Two Harbors again because, I was just there. But this hotel's already paid for, so I'm gonna go on in and take advantage of it. Oh, a hare just went by. Oh my goodness. So there's another rabbit, or another animal that I've seen. That hare. Huh. Pretty cool. I counted 71 trees so far that were blown down from the last couple storms. So I did not count any old trees, that had been on the trail or whatever for a while, and I didn't count any that were high enough that I couldn't tell when they were blown down. So 71 trees so far I have climbed over or had to crawl under, which was fun too. All right, see you down the trail.